YouTube.
All right, just let you guys know, this is not a baseball blog. This is our, well, basically fan experience here at the ballpark. And I'm going to be telling a little story and fun facts about the history of this ballpark over the years. I've been coming here since 1972. Angie came in when?
I don't know.
92, I think it was.
92, I believe.
It's not 72. 92.
92, I believe.
92, you
I
believe.
could be wrong, though.
Yeah, but I definitely came in 1972 because my mom and dad brought me here for the first game. And the manager at the time was had his first job here, was the Hall of Famer himself. Jim Leland was the manager back in 1972 when my mom and dad brought me for this game here. You are going to see photos coming up real quick of the history of this, of what it looks like back in the day. And of course, the aerial shot back, what it looks like, back then was a 1965 flood. Yes, they were playing baseball on rowboats back then. All right, let's take a look at the fan experience. After I aim the camera down somewhat. If you see the original photo that's pop up over there, that used to be the original ticket booth and concession stand on the other side. We'll talk more of that when we get inside. Since they renovated all this, the ticket booths are over here, the baseball office over here. You've seen it in our baseball vlogs here. And we'll take a look inside the concourse right now. Since it is a free night, we got these wonderful tickets from local sponsors. And that's how we're going to get in today. Unless you want to upgrade your ticket, you take it right over there. You upgrade it for a few dollars. I got to grab a ticket, okay.
So it gets announced over the loudspeaker. If you're a winner, you're going to pick it up over in the carnival area.
All right.
There we go.
Sounds good.
Super D.
Okay, it's not 50-50, guys, but it's our apple. Okay, as we're inside the stadium, this is the main concourse. Like I said earlier, this is the restrooms right here. But back in the day, before they built this whole new restroom area, that used to be the concession stand at one time. That was the only concession stand. Oh, by the way, this stadium used to be called Riverview Stadium back in the day. When it was built in 1937. And back then, the team name was called the Clinton Owls. Yes, they were called the Clinton Owls because it was a very few minor league team that actually played under the lights. You do have a nice gift shop in there. They sell game-worn jerseys, all that good stuff in there. Feel free to check it out. Some of those merch is available online. You can purchase online. I remember the day when I used to walk, when I had to go to the bathroom, this was back in the day, the men's room used to be in here. The men's room used to be in over here, and now they turned it to a beer stand. Concession stands used to be locker rooms. We'll get a better angle later. And also, the old baseball office used to be right there. And they had to redo all their surface over the years. Back in the day, it was known to flood during heavy rains, and to this day it still floods under heavy rains and that. So, yep. And through that door right there that's closed, that used to be the women's room. I said, those two windows right there is currently our current concession stands. Back before the renovations, that used to be the visitors' locker room at one time. Right across the way is this familiar sign. Of course, most of it's being blocked off by cardboard. But this is the history of all the players that used to play here in Clinton. All became Major League stars in their own right. And somewhere, there's a few Hall of Famers up there. And that. And, of course, somewhere should be Jim Leland's name. Not as a player, but as a manager should be on there, too. But, yeah, it goes back quite a few years. Back to, actually, 1907. I didn't think they played back then, but it was called the Clinton Infants back then. I didn't realize they go that far back. But I know when they built the stadium back in 1937 or 36 during the Great Depression. But yeah, it used to be called the Clinton Pilots back then too. 1910 Teddies. I did not know these teams existed here in town. But yeah, they built the stadium during the Great Depression for about $300,000 at the time. Today's money, if they build a stadium, just the stadium itself, the main seating, it would probably set you back maybe about $2.5 million to $3 million. Who knows on today's money. What this was before it became a beer stand. Maybe that was the only beer stand. But I know for a fact these windows, before they put them in, that used to be the home team's locker room at one time, and briefly the visiting team locker room. I'll explain that when we get inside. They built that building right there. At one time, there was nothing there. There used to be a grandstand there on top of the building, but the building was mostly storage. But that is currently right now the visitors' locker room. At one time, that used to be the Lumber Kings locker room for a while. That's why the visitors was over there for a while. Now under the renovations, Lumber Kings over there, they get the third base side back. Visiting team gets this side back, and they get that locker room and that. This little office right here to this door, that used to be the umpire's room. That used to be the umpire's locker room. Now it's down there towards the end of that building, and now that is Louie's locker room. For coming here since 1972, when my mom and dad brought me here when I was young, and that I'll show you where mostly my parents mainly sat when they come in here and all that stuff. And over the years, the stadium has changed over the years a lot since 1972. There was like the outfield fence out there. It was all steel fence. And near the 401 mark, if you've seen it zoomed in on my previous videos, that used to be the what used to be at one time a manual scoreboard. Well, it had lights operated by the press box, but the score was put up manually by a kid that sat out there at the 401 mark. Right now, like I said, right now they're just finishing blowing off the tarp. Looks like we will get this game in. Problem is, this is a fan experience video, so you ain't gonna see hardly no highlights. So boo on that idea. One time, these box seats used to be all wood at one time, and these bleachers used to be all wood at one time. And they changed these out in the early 80s. Then they changed these out just a few years later and that. So if you want the best seats in the house, box seats, it's a higher price to sit down here. General admission, you can sit anywhere up along here, and we'll get out there a little bit. Like I said, used to be a steel fence that wrapped all the way around the stadium. Used to wrap all the way around, like I said, pulling off the tarp. And we never had the lumber lounge at the time. So we didn't really had we had zero at one time, zero outfield seating until the lumber lounge was introduced. Then we introduced the berm under the field renovations. We'll talk about that, but right now I want to show you where our family used to sit all the time. Okay, this is long before I met Angie. I would sit up here. This would be my position to watch Lumber King games back here with my family. My mom, dad, my brothers, everybody, and then quite a few other people. We call it the fun bunch up here. And we sit up here right below the press box until most of them had passed on. Oh, speaking of the press box, let's take a look at the press box the way it is today versus where it was back in the day. A little louder on the press box area. All this is where you see it today. But the original press box is right here in the middle, where it says, "Welcome to Nussacor Field." This, from this window to that window, used to be the original press box for the Clinton Lumber Kings pilots, whatever they were called back then. Then I think they added that one year. Then they come back, they added this. This is supposed to be the visitors' broadcast booth. At one time, that used to be the home broadcast booth. They made that the visitors. Now the home broadcast is right here, and the main PA is now over there, where the old PA announcement used to be done right in here, and that. So, yeah. But that's what the press box looks like today. But where you see from this window to that window, that's the original press box. And I remember it used to be a cage style. Boy, times change. You see that red thing or not? No, that is not the public speaker system. that used to be the home run siren at one time, back in the 70s. So every time the Lumber King hit a home run, that siren would go off in here. Trust me, that was loud back in the day. Zoomed in, but I'm going to point out to that one light tower out there. On that light tower, used to have a flashing yellow light every time a home team hit a home run. Lumber Kings, Giants, whatever we were called back then. There'll be a flashing yellow light. That's gone too. So, yeah. At the field, as you see, this protective screen. At one time, that used to be chicken wire. And where you see the cables, you've probably seen it in our videos, that's the original setup for the chicken wire and that. So then they had the extension a few years later. Then they were going to extend it all the way down, but they decided not to because they want fans to at least catch a foul ball. So if you're outside the protective screen area, keep an eye on the game at all times, because you never know, you might get a flying ball, a flying bat coming right at you. Before I forget, back in 2009, or after the, around the 2009 season, they renovated the whole field. Good thing they did, because over the years, from this, when the stadium opened up, and holy cow, how am I going to explain this? Ever since the field opened up, every ball that hit down the third baseline, if it dribbled and rolled hard, it comes to a dead stop. Reason was, believe it or not, yeah, it played uphill. Yeah, it played actually uphill. As you see, as I flip you over, it actually played literally going uphill. When they used to pull the tarp, you notice how the tarp was pulled that way? They still do it that way today. But back in the day, when we used to roll the tarp out, we will watch the water roll right back in on the infield. And guess what? Even when they pulled the tarp, the field got too wet. They still had to cancel the game. So they learned that the field was playing uphill. When they pulled the tarp that way, the water came rushing back on the field. That didn't end well, but if we had YouTube back then, it would have been one funny video. Okay, it is still humid, but you can see it's starting to rain in the area I'm filming this. So I'll try to get most of this done. This was the leadway to, well, actually there used to be a small concession stand right here at one time. They got rid of it years ago when they built this, which is far better experience for the fans. And that, as you see, this is the beer garden out here. Beer garden, beer stand right there. And this is the old beer garden and the new concession stand they built over the years on that. So that was part of the renovations they've done here at the ballpark. Even this is out here at third base, this is considered the main concession area. Here at the stadium is on the third base side, inside the beer garden area. And of course, as you see in our highlights from the videos, they put a roof here a few years ago. Just gives some people some rain shelter in case it rains. And over there is the kids' play area. You got the bouncy gym. You got the little baseball game, like a skee ball set up, little fastball, and all that stuff there. The game has its quirks, as you notice. There's a little foam out here in left field. People, this is really kind of makes the play a little bit more difficult out here because it's not solid all the way around. They did this on purpose because some major league ballparks has this type of setup. Can they get rid of it? Yes, they can if they wanted to. But this is the minor leagues. This is the prospect league, and where we play in. And that's what they went with when they renovated this. And now the field, I talked about the field, used to play uphill out here, now plays pretty good. As our home team is warming up, the Lumber Kings are. About the history of the Lumber Kings name. It was voted by some fans, by a fan developing they were looking for a new nickname for a call that gives the team a more local identity. And someone says, Lumber Kings. Why Lumber Kings? Well, back in the day, as we walked Millionaires Avenue, that's downtown on West, used to be Millionaires Avenue. This used to be a logging community, believe it or not, at one time. So back in the day, back in the late 1800s to early 1900s, Clinton was a logging community. back then. That's why and we started the nickname Lumber Kings back in 1996, and the name stuck. And it's a very marketable name. Louis, in other words, had some changes himself. Let's put it this way. The current Louis we see is the Louis we got. If you saw the Louis, the mascot, when they debuted the team as the Lumber Kings, he looks like he was stoned out of his mind. This used to be all steel fence at one time. Now it's mainly wood. Out here is mostly, of course, cement, and it's padded too. If you heard on that last Lumber King game we did here on the channel, as you heard a loud thud, that was the time, that was the guy who hit the wall. At one time, that used to be a chain link fence out there. At one time, before the steel wall, because the steel wall... Angie? Hey, how you doing? Doing an fan experience video. Nice. And that. So, back in the day, this used to be all steel wall. The current scoreboard's right there. The original scoreboard, like I mentioned earlier in this video, if I mentioned it earlier in this video, will be out there in the 401 mark. I can't zoom it in because I'm filming this on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera for a better quality. 401 mark used to be the handheld manual scoreboard with the lights handed up there. Then there was another scoreboard, would be you normally see at Little League diamonds. They still use today. That would be one scoreboard. Then they added another one by innings, but that one got a history of struck by lightning a lot until they got this one. This one's more, they say, grounded and that. And yes, they still use the rotating advertising signs too. But this is the field the way it is today. Oh, by the way, I'll have one more clip here. I forgot one most important features that we used to do here at the stadium back in the day. Those light towers, those two very tall light towers you see in the background, that was not part of the original stadium. We'll go back inside. I'll talk about that in a little bit. This is the perimeter area, as we see. This is nice setup right here. Nice little setup. Little up here, little concession stand. It's only open when they have events out here. And here's the current Lumber Kings locker room and batting cages. And this little diamond is where little kids can play the Lumber King game. Future Lumber Kings probably started on something like that. Back in the day, let's talk about the lighting system. As you saw, the two light towers, the two tallest towers here at the stadium. Those lights were put in the late 1980s. Before that, as you saw earlier in this video, there was a photo what the stadium looked like back in the day, back in the 80s, where they used to have overhanging lights that hung right over the field. This is approximately would be the situation right now if you would have sat right in here and watching the game from home plate. Because right above us would have been, right above us on the roof, like over here, as you see that light, that tall light tower right there, but on the roof near that side and on this side, this is one of the worst places to sit during a game because of any foul balls that went hit back. They would be breaking light bulbs. Light bulbs would shatter, the glass would come down, they have to clean it up real quick, and they continue to play. But even with those overhanging lights, the catchers never do a sliding catch until they put in the new light towers, as you see right here where my finger's at. That's one of the two new light towers they put in back in the day, back in late 80s, early 90s. Let's say late 80s most likely. And now we see better catchers behind the home plate. I'm going to be adding a few more clips during the game action and all that good stuff here. But as you notice here at the stadium, there is a great optical illusion about this ballpark or any ballpark you go to. The dimensions is about the same as you see in most major league ballparks. It plays 325 down right field line, 330 down the left field line, and center field, dead center field, plays 395, but that is a very high wall out there compared to the 335 mark, where I got you around that little film I showed you earlier in this video. Of course, everybody knows about the ribbon board. They added just a few years ago, before we lost our minor league system on that. And the power alley, the power alley is where the old manual scoreboard used to be at 401. And if they would have just kept the original fence all the way out to the left field, there could have been a possibility that that right field, you know, over, I mean not left field, but over the right field. Here, let's show you over here. Let's flip you guys around again. But way over there in right field, where it says 325, if they didn't have that building, that shorter fence out there, that fence would have played out, way out to possibly to about 345 mark. Possibly 345 to 355 mark. That is pretty deep for right field. That'd be for your left-hand hitters and that. And trust me, we saw many powerful left-hand hitters for some reason over the years. But yeah, that's back in the day. You used to play very deep. And when they first opened up the stadium, they played very deep out there in right field. And the reason it is a great optical illusion is it doesn't look very deep behind home plate. As you look at the home plate shots on our previous videos, you can still score easily from 90 feet up from third base on a wild pitch or a pass ball if the catcher doesn't play it correctly and if the pitcher does not react to it right away. And the foul territory is pretty generous. It's about from to the stadium roof to the field. It plays like about 25 feet width of the 25-30 feet of the foul territory, so it's very generous in some form. And of course, if it rains, we stay dry somewhat because we're one of the few stadiums that still has a roof. Quickly, while the game is going on, we're in the bottom of the first. It's 0-0, of course. It's early in this game. Charge. Yeah, it's kind of late. It's not that kind of video, Angie. We'll wait till the next one. Okay. On-field promotions, we've seen plenty of them over the years. From not what we currently see today, where it's the chicken fling, the bumblebee bounce, and all that stuff. We've seen during the 7-inning stretch back in the 70s, early 80s, Taco John Strike'll was a very popular promotion. Between games, they usually had scheduled double headers, and they will do between games. They'll do a dash for cash, where they spread $1,000 on the pitcher's mound, and two people goes out and grab as much cash possible in 30 seconds, if I remember that. And boy, did they have to fix a mound on that. You think that was try the diamond hunt. Oh man, that left the field a mess. We heard about this dumb promotion. Angie, you probably remember this. What's in the box? They offer you 2 tickets or something. They give you a nice prize to offer you, or you pick what's in the box. And they gave you an autographed ball of the PA announcer as your starting prize.
Yes.
So you took the box, right? So what you end up winning in the box?
Toilet paper.
She won a roll of toilet paper. Did she ever have it? Did they ever give it to her? Hell no. This place still owes her a roll of toilet paper, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying on the game, guys.
Right. Promotions they have here is the chicken toss. That little kid's got to catch 3 flying chickens. And the more chickens you catch, the better prize it goes. All have to film this with a better camera, but that's what it is. It looks like he caught... Nope, he missed that one. But yeah, we'll talk more about promotions right now, all right? As he caught that one. Let's stay for one more.
Ready, Hudson? Here we go. Cheer him on, everybody.
I don't know if you can see it or not. He caught 2 out of 3. Some other crazy promotions that you...
Fan of the game.
Fan of the game.
Which I won twice.
You won twice, obviously, right? And there was some, there was like food promotions too. And yeah, we're gonna make you hungry on this one. I remember quite a few food promotions here too. Quickly talk about the food promotions they used to do here. They used to had it made national news some form. It was the Pizza Hut Pizza Raid man or Pizza Bandit will deliver a pizza, hot fresh Pizza Hut pizza to a fan of the game. That would be another way of another fan of the game, and that. And let's turn back the clock a few years earlier, or around about the same time. the beef producers here in the county, also the pork producers used to do their ribeye steak sandwiches and the pork loin sandwiches. Those were good sandwiches then. At the end of the game, they gave out what they sold. They had a special. Everybody was take home about 20 to 30 different sandwiches. From nights when they do the ribeyes to the nights when they do the butterfly, actually the butterfly pork chops. But it's basically what it is. It's a pork loin open up like a butterfly pork chop. If you remember here down, if you guys remember here, for the local subscribers may have remembered Famous Recipe Fried Chicken. Famous Recipe used to have a night once a month, and only once a month they have a night where they will actually serve their famous fried chicken dinner with 2 sides. That's usually a potato salad and coleslaw with a biscuit, with either a 2-piece or a 3-piece chicken dinner. Boy, I miss those old days. Okay, they're going to take a look at the players, so they're going to bring in a new pitcher in. But let's talk about the traveling performers that used to be here at the stadium. I'm going to start out with an old classic one. The late, great Max Paxson, the guy with the rubberneck deal. He was the only entertainer that was allowed to entertain the fans while on the field during gameplay, because he would play the first base coach during gameplay. So all the plays had to go through the third base coach, while Max Paxson was too busy entertaining the crowd with his hijinks and his rubbernecking stuff. And yes, guess what inning he got ejected from? So he'd be in time for that last beer, the 7th inning. He always got ejected. Entertainer that was close to Angie performed
Myron Nudelman.
The late great Myron Nudelman. Yeah, that was another great travel entertainer. He was the Pee Wee Herman of baseball with glasses, right?
I have another one.
What's that?
The Superstars.
The Superstars, the inflatable characters that you see traveling. They still do that act today. Before we get to the lawn, we had the Philly Fanatic for an appearance here.
We had the famous chicken.
We had the famous chicken and the famous chicken imposter, Bird Zerk. Yes, remember Bird Zerk? Yeah. I don't think I can remember any of these guys here on the channel, but if you did feature, but boy, Myron Nudelman was good, and the late great Max Paxson was even better. Remember the dog that used to retrieve the bats between runners, between batters, and don't forget the post-game entertainment was the Dynamite Lady, right? Or some guy blows, or some person blows himself up at the end of a baseball game, and all that stuff. Or be in a box and the box explodes and supposed to survive the explosion and that. So that one we didn't stay for. Of course, always controversy. The post-game fireworks show too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, as before we leave the stadium, we will collect any and all coupons that we got as we leave the stadium. We're going to talk about on this final clip before we head out the door, before the game goes final. It'll be really dark by then on this clip. But we'll talk about 3 incidents when the fans had too much. Yes, we're going to talk about fans too much. During my lifetime, we have seen fans who will actually run out on the field. But in my lifetime, I've been here since 1972, I have seen 3 streakers. I mean streakers. If you know what I mean, streakers. I seen here, 3 streakers here. Last one was about 7 or 8 years ago. Out there in his underwear and everything, and that. So that's close enough to being a streaker to me. But yeah, we have witnessed at least 3 streakers. At least I witnessed at least 3 streakers here.
Was that you or Angie?
Nobody.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Ace and Rocket. Oh, by the way, as we film in this video, Ace is here. Rocket finally showed up because he's alive. He's alive. We're on our way out on the ballpark.
Warm, guys.
It's warm today. Hey, I just had to show you what a fan experience is like here at the ballpark. Right now we're on our way out. Oh, by the way, the Lumber Kings did win on this video, 5-1, and we officially made playoffs as of this video. What I mentioned a couple days ago, we was a virtual tie for the last couple days, but tonight we ended it tonight. So the next baseball vlog will be July 4th. I'm filming it, but most of the channel members will see it on July 5th. Everybody else 7 days later after that. Okay. Okay. As we're exiting the stadium here, we can't forget our coupons from a contest earlier tonight, which a kid caught 2 out of 3 chickens. That means we get a pound of Chicken George with a purchase of Chicken George. Okay, see you later, Angie. I'll end the video up here tonight, okay? Because I need to finish this video here, and Angie's in a hurry to get home. So I don't blame her. Angie's on her way home with a trusted friend. I just gotta stay here to finish this video to explain a few things here. Technically, it's a just telling you my story here at the ballpark. Over the years, since 1972, I've been coming here. Angie's been coming here since 1992, and all that stuff. And of course, Rocket had to be Rocket. Had to buy me an extra beer or 2. You can tell right now. Yes, I feel like I want to run on the field streaking myself, but I won't do. And that, like Paul mentioned, accused us of doing. But yeah, it's all good fun here. It's always been a good family atmosphere here. If you're a subscriber to the channel, have attended a game here, please let us know down in the comments down below. Or if you attended any other form of minor league games, if it's developmental baseball or any other form of minor league baseball in your area, please leave those comments down below too. And that. So I've been coming here since 1972. A lot of changes I've seen over the years, and I'm pretty sure before I'm dead and gone, I'll probably see a few more changes down the line. The one thing is we are playing in the Prospect League. It's a college woodback league, and it's been a very exciting baseball. There's more daring play than you will see in developmental baseball. In developmental baseball, it's just all about their at-bats and their pitch counts and their quality of pitches. Here, it's just almost, let's just play the game like it's supposed to be played, and that's how it's played. They take more chances in this league than they will in developmental baseball. That's just an honest truth. And that. So if you have any college woodbat leagues in your area, please attend those games as much as possible, because they are very entertaining games in a way. And that. So I know this video is a little long than I liked it, but I just tell you about my history of this ballpark, which used to be called Riverview Stadium. After that, it was called Alliant Energy, and now it was also known as Ashford University Field, and now it's known as Nelson Core Field. I forgot to mention that too if you're watching the video at this point. But yeah, it had gone to 3 name changes because of naming rights. It's about making the money, guys, and that's how funds the stadium. That's how keeps baseball here in town alive as possible, even it is in the Prospect League. Right now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I'll catch Angie at home with tomorrow's video, whatever we decide to do. I may be out and about, maybe doing a boat video, because I heard today there was a boating accident. So I may have to break out the Sony cam for that video, because I need to zoom in on that one if I do that video, all right? All right, we'll see you guys later. Hopefully, I'll do that video tomorrow. Like I said, we had a barge accident earlier today. That's why I was unable to film it. And we need to wrap up this video now. So I'll talk more about that, what happened, and all that stuff. And I'll see if I can find any photos for that video. That makes 3 videos. I had to put photos in my little inner screen, either here, there, whatever I put it in. All right, let's end this right now. Please like, share, subscribe, and subscribe button, notification bell, and we'll see you tomorrow.